Hello and welcome to Life on Pig Row. First real day out in the garden in 2022, and it's a nice winter's day. The sun's out, as you can see with my glasses going dark. Chickens are clucking in the background. We're in the Potager today, a little bit windy, and what I'm really going to do today is really show you about how to tidy up those beds and how to get them ready for the season. So let's crack on, let's look what we can do, and I'll show you what we're doing to the Potager. And we are making some changes specifically in what we're going to plant here. There are some traditional tools for weeding, and those traditional tools you will all know as these: trowel, little hand fork. They're still really good tools, but what I particularly like now is this new tool that I've been using for a few years now. It comes from Wolf Garden, not an advertisement. Find your own anywhere else if you want to, but it's really great tool, especially for me, my disability, being on my knees all the time when I garden. And that's it, that's my weeding tool. And I'll just show you. You go over the bed and you start to pull out, and you come away with all the fat really easily, and that's really good. And then also, don't forget secateurs. You really need secateurs. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to clear this bed. I'm going to take down this tripod. So I'm going to clear all the string out, I'm going to clear all the plant out, I'm going to put it in the compost heap, and then we're going to get down to the nitty gritty of just pulling stuff out. And really, it's literally fingers in, yank. And that's the wonderful thing about raised beds, is that they are really easy to weed compared to open ground beds. And I know I've done both. And also, it gives you time to find all those plant labels that you forgot about, that have been there all over winter, and to pull those out too. So first I'm taking the tripods out. The tripods have been here now for, this must be the third year. I always use Hessian string, that's free ply string. The reason why I use this type of string, which is either called Hessian or jute, is because it rots down. Please, if you can, get away from using plastic string. It's not good for the environment. This will rot down after one season in my compost heap. I'm taking these out now because of our change of plan to these beds, and also because they're getting to the end of their life. I don't know if you can see, they're starting to show fungus on them. So really what I'm going to do with these is, they're going to still have another life. I'm going to dry these out, and they're going to go into my wood burner in the house next year. So let's get rid of them. There we are. Now we're left with a bed that we can get down to and start weeding. So here we are, our weed filled bed, or bed filled with foliage from last year, and I'm going to put gloves on. Not because I want to protect my little hands, but because it's really cold, even though the sun is shining, and the ground is cold as well, and it really does at any age get into your joints. So let's get these gloves on. Even the chickens in the background are going, ooh, what are you up to? Anything for us to eat? So again, even though I went on about before about using recycled materials, I'm still using plastic plant labels, and I've been using these donkey's years. I've not bought any new. So, if you've got plastics, please use them until they come to the end of their life, and then replace them with something else that's renewable or recyclable. So we're going through, we're picking out all the plastic, that's that gone, and then it's just a matter of pulling off dead foliage from last year. Out it goes, into a trug or a bucket, doesn't matter which. And it's out with the secateurs to prune off some of the perennials. So here we've got some perennial plants that'll come back next year. These are perennial wild rockets, and again, out we go. Again, there you are, another plant label. And the great thing about raised beds is you can work from either side, but they're easy to reach over. So there you go, with my tool. Out it comes. Some crouch grass has got in. Surprise, surprise. The bane of gardeners' lives is couch grass. Or couch grass, depending where you are, or how you want to pronounce it, or how posh you want to be. So couch, couch, or as we call it, pain in the bottom. And again, straight away, look, here I am. This is the great thing about raised beds. And again, the great thing about raised beds is the worm activity. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but as I'm going across, I'm finding multiple worms, which is actually more than I used to find in the open bed system. There we come. Some plants are spent, so they come out. That's it, I'm going to just go over this bed now and I'll show you at the end. So as you can see, it's completely weeded, and this is that tool again, like I said before, just goes over and it grabs bits of root that are left, bits of leaves that have fallen on, and that's my bed ready for later on. We're going to be planting strawberries in this bed. We're trying to turn this garden more into a perennial garden, plants that come back every year and plants that we can rotate. And the great thing about these beds is that they've got posts at either corner, so I can put strawberries in here, put netting over and protect them. So just from that one bed, lift it over. Oh, there you are. That's everything I've just taken out. That's going straight onto the compost heap, no messing. Nice bit of brown and green in there to get the compost rotting down. That's how easy it is to weed a bed, and I really advise people to go for raised beds. I went for raised beds because of my disability. Never look back. All my crops in raised beds do far better than they do in the border. The only things that do well in a border are potatoes for me, because they're really fuggish plants, so they do really well. Garlic struggles, other plants struggle. So later in the year we're going to be building some more raised beds up in the new veg garden. Until then, I'm going to get on with clearing this garden, ready for planting. We'll do a bit more of that in a couple of more weeks. Until then, don't forget, if you like what we do, and really, it really does help us, just like this video, subscribe, and you'll get updates from us. Don't forget to click that little bell that goes ping, 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 to tell you when we've uploaded. We normally upload on a Saturday, and until next Saturday, it's bye-bye from me.